Let's go through all of our tools to algebraically determine the zeros of 3x squared minus x squared minus 21x plus 7. The graph is given here to the right, so we can see that there are 3 real zeros. So let's start with talking about the degree. So the degree is 3. So we know we have 3 total zeros. So 3 total. In other words, we know we have 3 complex zeros, and it looks like we have all 3 are real. So now we go to looking at our P's and Q's to figure out if we have any possible rational zeros that match up with what we see on the x-axis. So we look at the factors of the constant, which is 7. So all the factors that are the numerator of P divided by Q. Let's look at P first. That's plus or minus 1 or 7. Now we're going to look at the denominator of Q, and that's all the factors of the leading coefficient. So 3 is prime, so we have plus or minus 1 and 3. So all the possible P over Q's are plus or minus. We have 1, 1/3, or 7, or 1. So we have 1 over 1, which is 1, 1 over 3, which is 1/3. We have 7 over 1, which is 7, and we have 7 over 3, which is 7/3. Looking at the graph, it appears the one rational zero we have is probably 1/3. Remember, these are all possible rational zeros. Now let's count the x-intercepts, which we already did. So we have 3 real zeros. I think we have identified the one rational zero. So from the graph, it looks like 1/3 is that one possible rational zero is a zero. So we need to check that. What is f of 1/3? Well, we're going to have 3 times 1/3 cubed minus 1/3 squared minus 21 times 1/3 plus 7. If this is 0, then we know that this is a 0. So 1/3 cubed is 3 times 1 over 27 minus 1/9 minus 21/3 plus 7. So we have 1/9 minus 1/9, that's 0. And negative 21/3 plus 7 is 21/3. That does equal 0. So we do know that that is 1/3, that 0 there that we can see. So now we need to reduce f by that factor. So I'm going to use synthetic division. So r is 1/3, and I have the leading coefficient of 3. Then the next degree down is -1, -21, and 7. I needed no placeholders. So we bring down our 3, and then we start to multiply and add. 3 times 1/3 is 1. -1 plus 1 is 0. 0 times 1/3 is 0. -21 plus 0 is -21. -21 times 1/3 is -7. And as we knew, that remainder would be 0. So the depressed polynomial, I'm taking a third degree down to a second degree. I get 3x squared minus 0x minus 21. So now I can use either the quadratic formula, I could just use the zero product property and solve this. So I need to find the zeros of this. So I'm going to set this equal to 0. So let's see. This was really 5 and 6 here. And this will be 7 from the steps of the previous video and on the previous page of your notes. So we're going to have 3x squared equals 21. Let's just bring this up here. And x squared equals 7. So we have x equals plus or minus the square root of 7, because the square root property says we have both positive and negative square roots if we take the square root of both sides of an equation. So this would be negative the square root of 7 right there, and this would be positive the square root of 7. So all three of our zeros are all real because we see them as x-intercepts, and we have one rational of 1/3. We have two irrationals, positive the square root of 7 and negative the square root of 7.